Your trading computer is either making you money or it's losing it. Two traders that I know using the exact same broker and the same 6-year-old trading PC I built for them back in 2019 prove this perfectly. One of them emailed me last week asking me which dumpster to throw it in. Basically, he was done with it. The other one sent me a screenshot of his P&L and told me it's the best tool he's ever owned. Exact same build, same machine, same 6 years of daily punishment on a multi-monitor trading setup. Two completely opposite conclusions. And the gap between those two traders is a difference between flushing $3,000 down the drain and squeezing 2 more profitable years out of a computer that's still got plenty of life left in it. So today, I'm gonna give you the honest answer on how long a trading computer should actually last. No bullshit. No sales pitch designed to put you into a new machine tomorrow. The real truth based on building these computers directly for traders for over 16 years and tracking thousands of customer setups in the wild. And I'll tell you right now, one of these two traders is a guy named Jake. And the reason he finally replaced his machine at year 6 had nothing to do with the computer breaking. His story is the perfect example of what I'm about to walk you through, and I'll get to it in a minute. The headline number here is 4 to 5 years. That's the realistic lifespan of a properly built trading computer. It's not 3 years like a gaming rig that gets thrashed every night. It's not 10 years like grandma's email machine. 4 to 5 years of serious daily trading use. But here's where it gets interesting. The reason most traders replace their machines right around that 5-year mark has nothing to do with the computer dying. The hardware is still running fine. It has to do with the computer falling behind the software. And once you understand why that happens, you'll know exactly when your own machine is about to hit that wall. Think of it like this. Your trading platforms are like a teenager. They keep growing. They keep eating more food. NinjaTrader 8 today uses 3 times more RAM than NinjaTrader 7 did when it launched. TradeStation has bolted on AI tools, more indicators, more data feeds from providers like Rhythmic and CQG. Sierra Chart has added features. Thinkorswim is a memory hog compared to what it was 5 years ago. Your computer doesn't get slower, the software just gets hungrier. And one day you wake up and that machine you ran 6 charts perfectly on in 2021 is choking on 4 charts in 2026. Which leads to the next question. How do you actually know when you've crossed that line? Because most traders don't notice until they've already lost money on a missed fill or excessive latency. There are 3 specific signs. Pay attention, because if you're hitting 2 out of 3, you're already losing money and you don't know it. Sign number 1, your CPU benchmark score is below 45,000. This is the number that we use to draw the line. If it's below 25,000, you are in need of a new computer today, imminently. And if that number means absolutely nothing to you, that's exactly the problem. It's the same problem 90% of traders have. They have no idea what their CPU actually ranks. I've actually built a free CPU benchmark test specifically designed for traders. In other words, you can go run it right now in about 2 minutes and it'll tell you exactly where your processor stands on that scale and whether it's fast enough to handle today's platforms without slippage. Click the link in the description and run it now. If you're under 45,000, you're getting to be at risk. And if you're under 25,000, every single fill is costing you a few ticks that you're never gonna get back. But the benchmark score is only one of the 3 signs. And the next one is where most traders are bleeding the worst. Sign number 2, your machine takes more than 90 seconds to fully boot up and load all your trading programs. I'm not talking about cold boot to desktop. I'm talking about boot to the moment all of your charts are streaming live data and your dome is responsive across your multi-monitor array. If that's taken over a minute and a half, your storage drive is dying or your RAM is choking. And you're gonna get burned the morning the market gaps and you're still loading TradeStation while the ES is already moving 15 handles. Sign number 3, the fans. If the fans in your machine sound like a leaf blower the second you open 3 charts, your CPU is starting to overheat and it's being forced to slow itself down to cool off. That means that every order you send is going through a processor that's tapping the brakes. Not exactly what you want during that 9:31 a.m. gap when 3 platforms are competing for resources. Now, if you hit 2 out of 3 of these signs, and it's time, period. Not next quarter, not after tax season, right now. But before you go and drop $3,000 on a new machine, here's what nobody in this industry will tell you. There's an upgrade that can buy you another 2 years on a machine that's starting to feel sluggish, especially if your machine is only at year 3 or 4. Upgrade number 1, RAM. This is the cheapest, easiest, highest return on investment upgrade that you can make. Maybe not so cheap anymore because of AI data centers, but if you're sitting at 16 gigs of RAM right now, you are bleeding performance every single trading day. 16 gigs was fine back in 2018. In 2026, with NinjaTrader, a browser with 12 tabs, Discord, ChatGPT, and a charting platform all running, 16 gigs gets eaten alive in the first 10 minutes. And here's what most traders don't know. The difference between 32 gigs and 64 gigs on NinjaTrader running 6 charts and 3 domes is roughly 40% lower memory pressure. That means your system isn't constantly shoveling data back and forth to the hard drive. Translation? No more freezing during volatile moves. If your motherboard supports it, jumping from 16 to 32 or 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM adds 2 solid years of life to your machine, especially if you're only on year 3 or 4. That's a no-brainer. Now here's the counterintuitive part that nobody talks about, and this is where a lot of traders get burned for thousands of dollars without realizing it. Gaming computers and consumer-grade Best Buy machines do not last 5 years. They last 3, maybe 4 if you're lucky. Why? Because they're built with consumer-grade components designed for someone who games for 2 hours a night, not a trader who runs the machine 10 hours a day with platforms hammering that CPU. A purpose-built trading computer with high-end parts, workstation-grade components, and an enterprise-class power supply will outlive a gaming rig by years. So when a trader tells me he dropped $4,000 on a Best Buy gaming tower and it's already crashing after 18 months, I'm not surprised. It's just the wrong tool for the job. And here's the other thing most traders don't realize. The components in a real trading computer are designed for 24/7 operation. The components in a gaming computer are designed to be turned off at night. Which brings me back to Jake. Remember the trader I mentioned at the beginning of the video? Here's the full story. He's been trading futures for 9 years. He bought its first machine from us back in 2019, and that machine ran flawlessly until 2025. 6 years of daily trading. We did 1 upgrade at year 4, jumping him from 32 gigabytes of RAM to 64 gigs. He recently replaced the whole machine, not because it died, but because the new chips were genuinely 3 times faster, and the latest version of his platform had finally outgrown what his old CPU could handle. The hardware was still alive, the software just lapped it. Total cost of ownership over 6 years, about $500 a year. So here's the honest answer to the question. A properly built trading computer should last you 4 to 5 years before the software outgrows the hardware. With a RAM upgrade, you might be able to stretch that to 6. You know it's time to replace that machine. If right now your benchmark is below 25,000, you are at risk right now. If your benchmark is below 45,000, you're in the yellow zone. You're gonna need to upgrade soon. If your boot time exceeds 90 seconds or your fans sound like a jet engine on 3 charts, it's also time to replace. Now, don't replace your machine because it's old. Replace it because it's actually slow. There's a difference. And the only way to know which one you're dealing with is to actually test it. Run that CPU benchmark score right now, link in the description. Get the data. Make the decision based on real numbers, not on how you feel about it. So that's the truth from somebody who builds these things for a living. I'd rather you keep your current machine for another 2 years and trust me when you finally do the upgrade than scare you into replacing something that's still working for you. And look, if you got a ton of value out of this, do me a favor, slam the subscribe button. I publish these videos several times a week, every single one built around making your trading hardware stop fighting you and start working for you. If you finish this video thinking your machine might actually be cooked and you want to see what a real purpose-built trading computer looks like, take a look at this video next. My name is Eddie Z. Thanks for watching. May the trend be with you.